Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. It is hot, hot, hot. And what we're going to talk about is how to kick it up the sales when it gets slow, slow, slow in the summer. And I've got my summer sunbonnet on to keep me nice and cool in the summer heat here in New York, where it's very, very, very hot. So let me know. Here, let me just pull this back so you can see. So let me know how everybody's doing. Say hi. Let me know how hot it is where you are. We can all commiserate with each other. And I really want to be talking about ways to increase your sales in the summer. A lot of people are doing super, super, super well, and I am so glad. But let's help out the sellers where it's a little bit slow. And if you're doing super well, yay, you can sell even more. So let's get right to it. Hey, Pam, it is great to see you. Michelle, you love the hat. Thank you so much. My summer sunbonnet. Good, good, good. Hi, Angel. How are you? Oh, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Well, you certainly know about the heat, don't you? Thank you for joining us. And Angel, I'm doing well, aren't I? I just had dinner, you guys. So Christy, hi. Thanks, Christy. You like the hat? Thank you so much. And we got Duncan. Hey, Duncan. Winter here in Sydney. Good. I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to talk about that. But thank you, Duncan. So we're international today. Yahoo. I've got Puerto Rico, and I have got there you go. Oh, we love the internet, don't we? Okay, get going, get going. Hi from Florida. It's been hot. I bet it has, Nick. Hey, Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, Christy. Good. So let's get right to it, you guys. First thing, slow summer sales. And again, if you're doing great, yay. This is very much like fourth quarter and also January, which can be really, really good for people, is that you have to strategize and you think about it. And it can be tough if this is your first summer because you're just learning. But I really encourage you is keep notes on what is selling. And when you're in groups, and you're welcome to hop into my Facebook groups, eBay Selling Basics, Nothing But Selling Basics. And if you have an eBay store, if you're an advanced seller, come on into eBay Stores, Nothing But eBay Stores. Both groups, by the way, because I had somebody that was a little, unfortunately, had a bad time in somebody's Facebook group. My groups are very professional. They are very polite. We're definitely a fun bunch. But everybody's very respectful to each other. And if they're not, it is dealt with immediately. So please feel free to join my groups and listen to people about what is selling for them. And nobody's going to tell you exactly, because honestly, if you have a hot item, let me grab one of my pen. Let's say you've got a pen and it is doing really, really well. And you got it at a closeout at Walmart, and you're able to go back and get another 500 of them or 100 of them. Don't be posting it in a group and letting people know, because they're capable of going to Walmart too or Target too. I've got one friend who does really well. She's found a couple of really good things at Kmart, and she regularly sells them. And you would think, well, doesn't everybody have a Kmart or Walmart? Can't they go there and buy it themselves? Well, let me tell you, I don't have a Walmart anywhere near me here in New York City. So if I want that kind of item, I have to go on sale to get it. So just keep that in mind when you're sourcing things. Is something might be very common where you are, but it's very hard to get for somebody else. So that's why it's fun to go sourcing. You may walk by something because it's very easy to get where you are, but it's not easy to get all around the internet. eBay has an initiative called the Akron Initiative, where they've actually gone in and they're working with retailers in Akron, Ohio. And if I remember correctly, one of the items that one of the retailers is selling, if it's not beer, it's a local beverage, and I'm pretty sure it's a beer. And they're selling it online. And not only are they selling it, it's in glass bottles. I mean, glass is very, very tough to ship, but it's local beverage. People that are from Akron, they love this beverage. You can only get it in Akron. So if you're in Akron, you would think, well, everybody can get a hold of this. This is not a big deal. It is, because only people in that town can get it. Here in New York City, often I'll see really unique sports memorabilia where it might just be released in New York City, or it might just be available, you know, in the tri-state area, which for me is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Keep an eye out for things like that, for local sports teams, local colleges, universities, schools, high schools. It could be an avid graduate of your local high school. Well, they can't access necessarily the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, the mugs from that school, the yearbooks, right? So where can they get it? They can get it from you because you've got it listed on eBay. So when you're out sourcing, start to develop an eye. Just start looking everything up. When you go buy it, look it up. The other thing about sourcing I wanted to tell you is prices change. And this is a tough one for a lot of sellers, particularly if you've been selling for a while. And you might have, back to my pen, you have a hot item, and this pen has done great for you, and you have made thousands of dollars with the pen. I had an item like this a couple years ago. It was a fitness product. I'll tell you what it was, because you can't, it's like you can't make any money with it anymore. It was Bender balls. And I made really good money with it. I found a source for it. I was able to sell it. It was selling like hotcakes. I mean, I was packing 10 or 15 of them a day. I made really good money. And then the market completely flatlined, which happens with fitness products. It happens with brands. It happens with clothing styles. Like, for instance, I noticed with blue jeans, and I noticed this because I was at my grandson's birthday party, and all the women, they wear the skinny jeans. They wear the jeans that look like leggings. Not one female had straight leg jeans on. I do know the bell bottoms are really in right now, so the flare leg, but every single woman at this party had on the skinny jeans, which tells me when I'm out sourcing, that's the kind of jeans I want to be looking for. And I'm going to have a harder time with the straight leg jeans. However, I know with my husband, because my husband loves straight leg jeans, is for gentlemen, the straight leg jeans sell. So again, it's the product, then which sex, and the style. And then the other thing you need to check is size. A small might sell really well, but the large doesn't sell. So when you're doing research, it's not just the item and it's not just the brand, it's the size. You've got to check it. I've gotten stung on that myself a couple of times, so I'm just passing that along. And my other tip for you for kicking it up for slow summer sales, think about what people need in the summer. Right now, it's mid-July right now. We're getting into back to school already. It may not be back to school where you are. And this is what's so hard. Like in New York, back to school is not till late August, beginning of September. But other parts of the United States, it is back to school. So start to think and just start writing it down. You know, what kind of things do people need when they're shopping for back to school? Go on websites, Google back to school. It's trending on Google Trends, okay? So just Google back to school, go on the big websites, you know, go on Target, go on Staples, go on Home Depot, and take a look at what are they featuring for back to school. Obviously knapsacks, but you name the clothing item and it sells for back to school, and all ages. So don't despair, clothing sellers, but keep an eye on price because it does matter, okay? So my first thing is think about what people are buying now. Yes, Christmas sells year round. Yes, Halloween sells year round. But what season are we in right now? We are in back to school. So if you say to me, well, I'm a clothing seller, my clothes aren't selling. Okay. One, is it a style that people are buying? Do you have the straight leg jeans when the skinny jeans are selling? And you need to research it. So whatever the brand is, Levi's, Wrangler, Seven, True Religion, whatever it is, click it, do advanced search. And if you don't know how to do it, hop over to my YouTube site and it's the first video. It's right there. Do advanced search and is it selling? And the way you know if it's selling is when you do the advanced search and you click sold, everything in green has sold. And if it is not in green, it has not sold. And if your brand, your style, your color, your size, if 1 out of 40 has sold in the past 30 days, wake up. You're selling something that is not popular. So either you're going to have to drop the price, you're going to be patient, it's going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to sell. If it's been sitting there for a couple of years and it's a common brand like a Wrangler or an Anne Klein, it might be time for it to go bye-bye. The other thing is that when you are picking up stuff to sell, let it be collectibles, clothing, supplies, craft supplies, art supplies, home decor, whatever it is that you're selling, stamping things, accessories for all kinds of different things that we do, the briefcases, hats, gloves, scarves, sports equipment, whatever it is that you are buying to sell online, you've got to do your research. I was working with somebody, this was a couple of months ago, and they're like, well, I just like the way it looked. I'm like, unless you are a very experienced seller that has a real knack for trends or something that might be really hot, or you have a really good sense of patterns that are trending, that are really hot, like you really know what, just what's really hip on the street kind of thing, I would be very, very careful with just buying things that you like. You need to pull your phone out. I don't have my phone. Oh, here's my phone. Pull your phone out, put the eBay app on it, do a search, and check solds. And if it is not selling, and this is hard because you'll be in a thrift store, or you'll be at the flea market, or you'll be wherever you're buying, you'll be at Macy's at the clearance rack, and you will see the tag. And this is a $150 item, and it is marked down to $5. But it doesn't sell. Not one has sold. That brand does not sell for whatever reason. It doesn't sell. Unless you know it's very rare, unless you know it's coming into season, like like you have experience selling this item, and you know it'll sell in October and November, you have to walk away. If you don't, you're going to tie up a ton of money, and it's going to break your heart, because you're going to have, I read this, I have 500 listings up, I have 600 listings up, I have 1,000 listings up. It is great. You absolutely want to list, and you absolutely want to get your unlisted inventory listed. But if you are listing things that are not in demand, it does not matter how much is listed. Somebody that is listing in-demand items can have 50 items up and be selling 5, 6, 7 items a day, 10 items a day, and just keep listing. And the person that has 600 items up and is only selling a couple is going to get very, very frustrated. It's not just a matter of listing. It's not just a matter of listing with great keywords, but you know me, absolutely you want great keywords. You have to list things in demand. You've got to do your research. You've got to look at the numbers. And it's hard with our emotions, because sometimes you look at something that's just so pretty, or it's just such a great buy, that you've got to look at your numbers. And then look at what season. We're going into back to school. Clothes get hot in back to school. So for some people, it's just a matter of patience. Then the stores are already stocking fall. So spring, summer is still selling. So again, patience. Then make sure you're shipping internationally, because right now it is winter in Australia. So they're buying winter items. So keep them listed. And then flip. When we go into winter, they go into spring, summer. So you definitely, it's contrary to retail. So at the end of the season, you don't want to mark it down. You want to keep it up, because you're selling internationally, because you're a very smart seller, and that's going to keep you going year round. But I beg you, beg you, beg you, you have got to do research. And even if it sold a month ago, you've still got to go back on with you. And it's hard, and I've gotten nailed on this, because sometimes you're just in a rush. You've got to look it up and see that it is still hot, because it is very much like the stock market. And something can be trending and hot, and then it just dies. And honestly, sometimes it's like, I have no idea. It's just nobody wants to buy it. You cannot give them away. Just stop selling it. You got to get out. Okay? Now, so really, 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 really check your price. Okay? So that's what I want to say, is if you haven't noticed it, is eBay's doing, I mean, there's a coupon today, in case you haven't noticed it. It's on the landing page. There are things that will sell regardless of price. There are ways to sell so that you're a higher price than the normal market. So like everybody's at $9.99 and you're at $11.99 or $12.99, and you will get the sale. Okay. The way to do that, the way to get the sale and price your items higher, part of it is having an eBay store. Because with an eBay store, there's marketing tools that you have access to that people without an eBay store don't have. There's 3 promotional tools. Now, one of them top-rated sellers do qualify for, but you get 3 promotional tools with an eBay store. You get Promotions Manager. Promotions Manager is the discount tool. Buy one, get one free. 10% off over $50. $5 off if it's over $50. Priority mail shipping if it's over a certain amount. You can even give shoppers coupons to encourage them to come back to shop with you. That's Promotions Manager. Then there's Promoted Listings. All store owners get promoted listings, and top-rated sellers also get access to promoted listings. That is eBay's paid search. You pay eBay and you are able to your listings. There's criteria, there's algorithms. You show up in many places on the eBay site. It's not just in what's called best match. You can show up at the shopping cart, you can show up on the main page. There's all kinds of places on eBay search you can show up. That is eBay's paid search, promoted listings. And the third one, it used to be called Markdown Manager, and now it is called Promotions Manager. And I had to think about it because I'm like, what does it look like? Promotions Manager and Sale Event. And what that is, because what brought it to mind was us talking about prices, is it gives you what is called slash pricing. So when you're in search and you're seeing items and you're going down the line, you'll see a price with a slash through it. Not only do you get a slash through it with the Promotions Manager and Sale Event, it puts a clock on it so that you get a sense of urgency. Now, some sellers do really, really well with Sale Event, Promotions Manager and Sale Event, and some don't. The reason to take a look at it and also to work with it is that it helps to attract attention to your listings. I run a lot of sales, and I may not sell anything in the sale, and it used to be like, ugh. But what it does is it helps to bring you traffic. One thing you're facing in the summer is people are traveling, they're running around, they've got a lot of things on their mind, they're taking vacations, and then they'll grab their phone or they'll jump on the computer and they're surfing around and they're looking at items and they're looking at jeans, they're looking at tops, they're looking at cell phones, they're looking at storage units, whatever they're looking at. And what you want to do is to stand out in search. And the way you do that is you write great listings, you take great pictures, and slash pricing, having that little clock can also help you to stand out. Just like the hat on, okay? It grabs your attention. You go, oh, there's Kathy with the hat, right? And you go, oh, what is she up to, right? It gets your attention. And that's part of, in the summer, but any time of year, in the fall and the winter, is how do I stand out in search? How do I get attention? And this is a great reason to have an eBay store, is the slash pricing, because the customer sees it, and there are people that don't pay attention to slash pricing. The vast majority do, and they go, oh, let me take a look at that. And they press their finger, their thumb, they tap it with the mouse, whatever it is, and they come in on your items. And with an eBay store, you've got store categories. You have a lot of things to help them shop and to browse with you and to keep you in the store and to look at your other listings. And that's why running a sale can help you to get your sales up.